Alright, so I'm assuming that you've paused the video for a moment. Let me show you. So remember, if we want to push something to an array, you just got to do this. Call the push method. So good. I've got my deck that I passed in here, good, and all filled up here. But how do I get it back to the deck outside out here? Well, go ahead, take a moment, think about it, and when you think you've got the solution set, good to go, that you've got the right answer, let's continue on. Alright, so what we're looking for here is something we covered last week. It's called a return statement. So remember, JavaScript functions, if I pass something in as an argument, like this outside deck here, JavaScript is what's called copy by value. So what that means, or I should say pass by value. So what that means is that whenever I pass something into an argument of a function here, JavaScript is not copying over a reference here, so it's not going to say, hey, yeah, this deck out here. It's just going to copy the value that that variable we passed for the argument currently holds. So all this means is that deck in here is its own completely separate variable from deck, and by passing deck as the argument for deck in just becomes a blank array. And that just helps us keep the code a bit more clean. That's why we did that. So we still need to return it. And then let's go ahead and set deck equal to generate items. And then console.log the result. That's the first little message. The reason I seem a little bit obsessive about those messages, I used to not use them, and then a couple of years ago I started to, and ever since then debugging has become so much easier. So go ahead and save it, run it, and we'll see what happens. There we go, there's our init deck. Code pin's running a little bit slow here, but we got the right result.